Disaster of a storm. Dania Beach, Florida, or Dania, Florida, anyways. Car's kind of stranded out in the flooding on the main street there. You can barely see my black Navigator right to the right of that car pulling out of the parking lot. When I stepped out of the car, the water went up to my shins, but I don't think it's going to over flood there. There's about 6 cars out there, at least, that have been stranded for the last hour. Probably like 2 or 3 feet of flooding in that main street. Very dangerous. And people were pressing it. Some of them were trying to go through there, and then they hit the place where they can't go any farther. And they can't back out. And like I said, a couple of those cars where you can see the lights, I think you can see some of them there. It's a bad situation, and I extended here for another night. I was due to check out tomorrow, Thursday, but I extended for another night. And I did that out in the car, and I went inside, and they said, well, we don't see it yet, but she still updated my cards. But then when I checked my bank account later, I didn't see a charge, and so I checked my confirmation, and as it turns out, I did it for the Comfort Inn, which is up the street, so it took me about a half an hour to get that resolved because it was a non-cancelable reservation. I'm like, oh boy. So I took care of that, and now I'm in, and if I have to stay in, I will stay in. But there's a Walmart across the street. I can always walk to that tomorrow, even if the flooding and rain continues. I'm just hoping that it doesn't flood over that grass to where as it gets higher on my car, because right now it's probably only about 6 inches, but when I walked through the parking lot, it seemed to go up to my shins. But I think you'd have to have a really huge storm to get it to where it went up 3 or 4 feet into the car, and you could do some damage into the electrical system and other stuff, I guess. But it's bad, and I'm safe and sound, and that's the way it's going to be tonight.